Shalom, family. Glory be to God and blessed be the Lamb. You know, the world is in turmoil, largely because the world attempts to cast off the shackles that has been placed on them by another segment of the world. A world order created by those who have done nothing more than to enrich themselves and empower themselves and to destroy the world and its natural order as we know it. As we know it. They spend most of their history killing each other. And then they found World War II. Then they dragged everyone else into their military adventurism, which is what's going on right now. You really can't call it anything else but military adventurism. No one really believes any of it is right or moral. They just do it, demoralizing themselves more and more for a paycheck. It's not due to some sense of patriotism. It's not due to some sense of love for one another. It's for a paycheck. End of discussion. End of discussion. Demoralized. Trying to hold on to what's not going to be in the face of having the knowledge of right and wrong. In the face of it. It has to be a sad existence. A sad existence. We now want to move from international law in which Western countries violate at will, manipulate at will, ignore at will. Now the same world-based international order, now they want to create a new world order based on a new set of rules. A order based on understood rules. And who will be writing the rules? The nuclear-powered states. The nuclear-powered, Western, the very same ones who have brought you all of this, including the hate, the murder, and the sin, and the genocide, and the ethnic cleansing. These people want to still make another decision, presumptively for the world. For the world. This is what's best for the world. They've lost their way, they've lost their minds, and I would say they've lost their religion, but even that has been watered down and put inside of a box to fit who they really are. Their religion does not chastise them. Their religion does not discipline them. Their religion does not alter them. It's largely a functionary opportunity. Nothing more than that. It can't be anything more than that. It has to be the need for the neighbor to look out of the window and notice that your car is gone on a Sunday morning and say, yep, Mr. Jesse went to church. Mr. Stewart went to church. Mr. Jackson went to church. Just like you do every Sunday. Meanwhile, Mr. Jackson is, anyway, let's leave Mr. Jackson out of it. To all of the Mr. Jacksons of the world, I apologize. It was a euphemism. But if I'd have used Johnson, he'd have been pissed. If I'd have used Banks, he'd have been pissed. If I'd have used Pregene or Perganoid, they would have been, shit, I could have even said Hernandez, and they would have been pissed, or Lee, or Wynn, or they would have been pissed. It was a euphemism. So what are we witnessing now on the world stage? The attempted imposition of this new rule-based order, with them making sure they can access the world's resources that they don't have. That's it in a nutshell. What we're basically witnessing is the attempted recolonization of the world with whims out of their very heads. The very whims that brought you 252 massacres. Really, you can call it two. I mean, really, it was more than that. I mean, because some things are in dispute only in their own head, like blowing up jetties, blowing up banks that hold water back. They will dispute whether you heard the explosion and that military personnel kept you from the scene of where the water actually came in off the dike. They blew a hole in the dike and then hid it. This is a fact. I was there up in Louisiana during Katrina. They had soldiers down there guarding the area of what they called the collapse of the dike. No, I don't think so. Then why can't we go and look at it? It's safe. There's no more water. Who are these soldiers? Exactly. Exactly. But this wouldn't be the first time that they had used explosives against black people. This is routine. Since they had dynamite, big firecrackers. But anyway, I digress. Look at South Africa. What's going on in this attempted recolonization? What's going on? I mean, you have the Boer who invaded a couple of centuries ago and lost power politically. Now the Boers are back. Not only are, man, you guys, stop. Everybody wants to be nice in the face of evil. Once someone has shown you what they're capable of, how dare you try to make it something else? How dare you still interact once they have shown you? Sometimes it is of a necessity. Most times it is not. So how did the South African government go from the ANC to where it is now with the Boer having enough power politically to demand that a segment of South Africa just be theirs, Cape Town, and to be called a separate country? And hold on, as they invite over thousands of people who look like them, also European. May I advise whoever is in charge, if you should stop the operation now. You should not only stop it, but you should reverse it. They have to go. Not the Boers. What's being set up here is a war. It's a war in which they will have the advantage because every Western country is going to support them because they taking Cape Town is like them taking a whole swath of the resources with them that Western cultures need, i.e. France, starving and burning right now. Why? Why? Because France can't steal anymore. And so France is busy starving and burning. Paris and the Eiffel Tower looks like a ghetto. This is what happens when you build your entire system around theft, murder, and graft and stealing of other people's resources, not to even mention stealing of whole peoples. I mean, you got people in the Arab world who still is engaged in slavery. Nigga, we gonna kill your mama. Okay, and your daddy. Oh, my boy. You have fun. You have fun. I suggest to the Muslim population of Sudan, those half-breeded up-ass Southern people, that they go forth and kill more Sudanese. May their God save them. I'm on the verge of telling their God and them something very bad. Very bad. to show them that they God ain't shit. But that's for another day. They don't have to do it they motherfucking self because they God ain't gonna do shit. Like any other God didn't do shit. Any other belief ain't done shit. Even white Jesus didn't do shit. And waiting on the Antichrist who ain't gonna do shit. But once again, I digress. We all know these things. I know it. False gods know it. Believers in the false gods know it. Believers in the false beliefs know it. We all know it. God knows it. The demons know it. The devils know it. The angels know it. Everybody knows it. Yet you think that I'm going to play your game of act like we don't know it. Let's just act as though it's not there. But once again, I digress and I went off on one of my personal tangents. Forgive me. It is a terrible waste of fucking time, ain't it? To just throw you into my personal tangents. And you don't know from what angle that I just came from. Like, damn, we was talking about this, and now we talk shit. Well, nigga, stay in the car. Turn the radio down. Keep up. Keep up. Maybe you should put the blunt out. Put that beer down. Turn the music. Keep up. But South Africa, look at what's going on. I'm just gonna take this segment of land for ourselves. But how did we get here? I love that game of how did we get here. When they had to lose power, when they had to get rid of outright a racial system based on black and white by international exertion of force upon their ass. Okay? You let them remain. You still gave them a vote, even though they had relegated everybody black to the furthest fringes of society and took for themselves all of the arable land, which means land that will grow shit, for those of you who ain't too bright. I'm sorry. I can't stop insulting people. And some of these people, I'm using English, and they're not used to words like arable land. That means, I'm sorry. I am sorry. That simply means land that will grow things. Land that will give you something if you worked it. That's what they mean. They had to push them to the non-arable land. Okay? So the world said no and fixed the problem. So you now have a South African problem, not an international. I'm sorry, South Africa. You have a South African problem, okay, that you're going to have to deal with as the majority of the population, which happen to be black, which really don't have anything to do with it. I'm talking about survival. Survival. It's about this ideal that we are seeing the same people that their fathers did the exact same thing just a couple of 100 years ago. The exact same thing. I'll be taking a little bit of this, and we'll be taking some of that. We'll slice that up like a pie, and we'll call that name, and we'll make this that name, and we'll make this that name. In fact, people were still casting off the shackles of colonization all the way up into the 80s. These people are worse than a flea infestation. They hard to get rid of. I mean, even if you move the damn dog, somehow the damn flea keep patting the goddamn dog, and the only way to get rid of the flea is to kill everything. Throw poison all over the yard, all over the land. But you know you're not going to just get the fleas. Getting the fleas. In fact, you're going to fuck off your whole ecosystem. So you can't do that. So you and your dog must suffer these damn fleas. Somebody has to be responsible. You can't just kill everything. But these fleas, they will drive you to it. They will drive you into saying, hey, you know what? I'm sorry, but I have to use the equivalent of an insect nuclear weapon. I'm sorry, guys, but I can't deal with the fleas. Spider-Man, I'm sorry. Crickets, grasshoppers, sorry. Earthworms, ladybugs, sorry. The birds that feed off them, sorry about that too. Some of you gonna die because that worm was poisonous as hell. I just say, so you simply can't do it if you are a responsible steward of either your people or the land. It can't be done. So as we witness the recolonization of the world, I mean, you can't call it anything else. You can't call it anything else. They have squandered their resources, made individuals rich, starved their own countries in this endeavor, and now they seek to reset it for, I guess, another century so that they can be assured of being able to do it again. This is why they want no country outside of Western cultured countries to have a nuclear weapon, because you're gonna use it against their asses. Ain't nobody else is coming over here to killing everybody and taking the gold, taking the diamonds, taking the platinum, and sometimes taking the women and boy, let me stop. And these people over here thinking that ain't listen, you know, I heard a slave owner say that their slaves ain't really slaves and that their slaves are like family. You dumb fuck. You dumb fuck. In 2024, you still got some of a bitch walking around the world thinking a slave can be his family. Ain't that a damn shame? Ain't that a damn shame? And the only place he can be his family at is in his own head, and you're too slow and stupid to understand the simple definition of a slave. A slave has no life. A slave has no rights. A slave has no existence beyond its owner. Beyond its owner. Otherwise, it's just a walking piece of meat. Now, would I be off if I said such a thing? So why in the hell would a slave owner believe that a slave can come into agreement, come into contract, come into understanding when the slave is a representation of himself? The slave is an extension of himself. He wants to cotton on the pit. He just don't want to do it his damn self. So what does he do? He extends his arm and his cotton picking ability through the use of another man's body. So this is what I mean by the slave is nothing more than an extension of the owner, and cannot, under no circumstances, enter into agreements, understandings, or contracts, or any other legalities, or any other legalities. It's one of the major reasons why you just should set people free. Then they can be held responsible. But as long as they're not free, then it is you, the owner and the controller and the manager of the slave, who is responsible. How dare you shirk your responsibility and your liability to the slave, who is an extension of you, just happen to exist in another body, which it, man, I need to go to court. We need to clear some things up. But I'm drifting. This recolonization is going on all over the world, if they can make it happen. All over the world. And you know what's frightening? See, I've been watching this geopolitical shit since I was 14, 15 years old. And you know what's frightening? It's taken me 35 or 40 years to see the brain of it. The brain. It has a brain. Oh, yeah. It has a brain. It has arms and fingers, eyeballs and toes and feet. It has a brain. It has a center. It has a nerve center. Okay? Now, once I had discovered this, I started to looking at its reach, what it controls, how, how it controls. And you know what it looks like? I mean, I could do this room like that. Go ahead and get some red thread and some black thread and some white thread and just draw the damn thing on the wall using tacks and notes and sticky notes to make you see how complex this spider web that they have weaved is. But I see it. And I see the spider. I see it and the spider. And everything is trapped in it. I mean, this is a... Anyway, we see it all. We see it all. And what's sad about it is each group and each subset based on race, gender, culture, language, religion, sexual orientation. Did I leave anything out? Each of these fucking groups fight for their own individual rights. Half of them don't even see the extent of which even they themselves are completely controlled. Completely. And they insist on this tribalism, which is what it is. It is tribalism. There's no way out of the concept of tribalism. I mean, do I have to say it out loud? The black people are the only people in this country that's not allowed to engage in tribalism. Do I have to break it down to you? Do I have to break it down? Every other race, every other culture, even down to sexual orientation in this country, this bifurcated. I mean, you broken up into Bantu's lands, almost along the level of apartheid itself. Everything operating here from racial caste to xenophobia to, I mean, what phobia don't you exhibit? You a nutcase. If America was a man, this is a complete fucking nutcase. A nutcase. There is no cure. There's no therapy. There is no medicine. Just make him comfortable. Cause that's where you're at now. Let's just make him comfortable. That some bitch is crazy as hell, and we're all afraid. We don't, you know, it's like having the, damn it, I'm tongue-tied. It's like having an elephant in the china shop with the expensive, mean dynasty basis. One wrong move, and so everybody says, be quiet. He'll leave when he wants to leave. No, leave the elephant there. Just don't go over there where he is, because he's sitting around $1 million worth of the finest vases and finest crystal the damn world ever knows, and he don't give a damn. He gonna tear all that other shit up. So you let him sit there quietly, and he leaves when he wants to. Next time, keep him out. Keep him out. So because South Africa has left the equivalent of the 1,000-pound mammoth back into the house, look what they're doing. Threatening they're going to break all of China then. You finna go to war. It's almost inevitable. And who will be funding this newly, I guess they're going to call it a civil war. They can't call it anything else, but really it's a fight for land. They don't want to be mixed with black people in their own land. They now say that this land is our land, this land is your land. What the hell, man? What the hell? This land is here for you and me. But you can't do this anywhere else you go. You can't come to America. You can't go to France. You can't just show up in Belgium or Poland or Ukraine or Italy or Spain. You better have passports. Passports, stamps in order, and they are watching you from the time you get there. And that's everybody else except black people. For some reason, black Americans are not treated like that. But everybody in foreign lands, unless they're Latin American. I'm just being straight with you. I'm just being straight, goddammit. We tell no lies. But anywhere else, you pretty much not even black. Trust me, I've been to Europe. I was like a novelty, like a whatnot. I was treated just fine. I didn't become a nigger again until I came back to America. And then I had to find my nigger uniform. Had to find my nigger shoes. Had to find my nigger attitude. Had to find my nigger perspective. I had to find my nigger understanding. I just did. I just did. I had to put it back on. And temporarily I got confused. But I'm not anymore. Like I said, we are witnessing what they're calling a reset really is a reset. They're just resetting back to where the fuck they lived off of everybody else freely. And how many people have they killed so far? I mean, depending on where you want to start, I'm talking about just Western culture. I mean, because Leopold, he killed 20 million melanated people by himself, him and his staff. 20 million. So let's tack on another 25 million in this endeavor of living off the rest of the world, thinking that the people come with the land, and the people who come with the land, that's of the land, don't have anything to do with anything. We'll just operate around them. And if they stir up too much dust, why, we should rise up and kill them. That's my favorite part. We'll just rise up and kill them then. And we'll just call it something else. Self-defense, fight for land, I don't know, but we'll make it sound all fancy. And we won't look like the marauders that we are, vagabonds that we are, land grabbers and vagabonds that we are. We refuse to look like this. We refuse to live this, even if it is the reality. Now, everything I've said in the last 27 minutes ain't been nothing but facts and truth. Ain't a man alive can call my ass alive. And that's why the world hates me. But that's why the world loves me. It's a duality. Sometimes it balances out. Sometimes it doesn't. Depending on the topic and the date and the time. Literally. Okay? It used to bother me. But now I had to understand that humans are fickle. And I started saying this just a couple of years ago. You will never satisfy them all, and the ones who your friends got knives, and the ones who are your enemy could easily turn out later to be your friend. And not only that, you got friends who have to act like your enemy, or else they'll get hurt. So they have to be your friend in other ways. It's all kinds of human scenarios that come into play. That is what we're talking about, man. This reset. Reset how far? Are we going back to women's suffrage? Will you attempt to re-enslave? They openly talk about we may have to recolonize Africa. Why don't you just go home? What is wrong with your house? I know that if I had a house to go to, I'd go to it. Why won't you just go home? What have you done there? What are you hiding from your wife? Allegorically, symbolically. What are you hiding from your wife? You been cheating again? Have you gambled away the house? Have you been up all night? I mean, doing God knows what with who once it went past the 3 a.m. hour. There has to be a reason why you refuse to go home. Damn. And I don't mean to be mean. I don't mean to be mean. There is so much space between us now. I mean, think of it this way. Now, this is my verbal graph. 1 American, 2 American. Now here comes a flow of 19 that's not. And then here comes another American.